A French guy in a crepe shop my mother and I went to yesterday told me, when you go on stage tomorrow, look around the audience and take a deep breath. So I will invite you all to take 3 deep breaths with me. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." I think this quote relates to my quest a lot because it is so hard to be yourself in a world that is filled with lies and untruthfulness. Lying is something everyone does. Even teachers lie. Even presidents of big organizations lie. Even you lie. And I'm sure you're aware of it. And you might think, how are we supposed to be able to live confidently and happily about everything we do? Don't we all need to pretend a little? Think about one. Remember a lie that you told. It can be big, it can be small, up to you. When I did this, I had a little giggle. Fun fact, Avery Kruger of South Africa was named the world's biggest liar after telling a story about how he was crowned king of Wasdale Valley. Now, isn't that interesting? In grade 5, I was being bullied by the people who I thought were my friends. I wondered, why am I being bullied? Was there something wrong with me? So I changed myself. I pretended to be someone I wasn't. I was a bright, happy, positive person. I loved to dance, I loved to draw, I loved PE and moving my body, and I still do, by the way. I changed my hobbies and what I like, just so that I can be friends with them, just so that I can fit in. And I hated the fact that I couldn't be my true self without being judged. I felt like I was being tied up to a darts target, and the darts arrow were mean, negative, judgmental, offensive, discriminating words. Many of the words hit me, and I was deeply wounded. I wanted to run, and I wanted to escape, and I was able to do that when I met Lyra. I met her online, and she always helped me when I was going through hard times. With her help, I was able to become my true exquisite self, and here I am. My first idea for my quest was to make an animation about teenagers and negative emotions, such as insecurities, stress, etc. So I began animating a few frames. I was like, oh crap, I can't do this. I panicked so much, feeling like there's only a day until the press presentation day. And I was so frustrated at the fact that I couldn't focus. When I was in my breakdown zone, I realized that animating isn't something I wanted to do. Deep down in my heart, I wanted to write something. From when I was a child, which I still kind of am, by the way, I've loved making my own stories and writing them down. In a total of 5 years, I almost had 13 unfinished stories. This was when I was living in China. When I moved to Bali, I brought my most precious book and favorite one. The author was me, of course. It was the only finished book of mine, and it was so precious to me. Like, I would literally sell my organs to the black market to get them back. Of course, I wouldn't do that, but they were that precious to me. Even though I was able to read it back then, now I can't even read 3 words I wrote. I guessed really hard and got a grasp of what the story was like. Before, it looked like this. And as you can see, I was a child. It was very messy. And then I changed the story a bit and wrote it down. Now it looks like this. Can you see the big difference? Even though I got a grasp of the story, it was somewhat bland. That's why I added a little more twist, spice, and a slight hint of gore. For Quest, I wanted to do something that was related to art and literature. Originally, as you know, I was going to animate, and I had an urge, a desire to make an animation. And the desire took over my thoughts. It clogged my throat, and I couldn't get it out. A devil on my shoulder said, "You can't do it. You're gonna fail and cry and look stupid. Do you want people to see that?" But on the other side of my shoulder, there was a competitive angel standing strongly rooted onto my shoulder, looking so confident. She said, "It's okay. Do what you want to do. It's all going to be okay." I wanted to win against this angel, so I started writing. At the beginning of Quest, all students were supposed to choose an SDG to focus on. I chose SDG number 3, good health and well-being, because it deeply associates with this topic that I've always been wanting to do. This is the book. My light novel, Lies, 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 is about a 15-year-old girl named Iris and how she socializes through lies. She has a big persona, and she realizes that, and she wants to be her true, exquisite self, but she is too afraid to do so. You may think this is just an ordinary writing project, but it's not. I think my true actual meaning for writing this book was to reconnect with my true inner self. And it's not just me. I think and am sure that other people are pretending. Maybe you are. Maybe everyone in this room is pretending. The topic I chose is normally a documentary or an animated TED video. But who likes documentaries anyways? Do you? I don't. That's why I decided to make it a base of a story, so it's easier for people to understand the topic and have fun reading it in the meantime. The most challenging part of my quest was deciding on what topic I should do and how to represent and shape it. It's because I had so many ideas, and even though I tried doing one, I couldn't really focus because it didn't really match me, so I couldn't really continue doing it. But finally, I decided to write a novel. I would like to take a little bit more of your time to thank Ibu Angie, Ibu Robin, Pack Driver, Ibu Laura, Mom, Dad, Lalita, Kimaya, Farah, Sasha, Vinian for motivating me, and Krissa for slapping my face when I wasn't focused. Don't lie about your identity or who you are internally. Be yourself. There is always someone for you. Don't be afraid to be yourself. If you reject the person you were born as, it's as good as losing. And you will know who the quote is by if you buy my book. If you'd like to order my book, I am on Instagram. You can DM me on the username, or you can Gmail me. And, well, this is it. Goodbye for now, and see you on my next book.